Welcome to another episode of Take Off Monday, where we discuss topics dealing with entrepreneurship, career transitions, podcasting, and video streaming. I'm Rosanna Catalano, an attorney and owner and founder of Rocket Ship Consultants. Our company helps clients that are stuck and they need to get moving. Clients call us when they can't seem to get ahead in their career or they're stuck in a job they hate. They call us when they can't get this business idea out of their head, but they can't seem to move forward on it either. And they call us when they dream of creating a video show or podcast, but don't even know where to start. Our team of coaches and consultants can help you focus, prioritize, and inspire you to start making progress on your goals. The idea behind Rocket Ship Consultants is about changing your trajectory, launching yourself into new and better areas. We have a wonderful team at Rocket Ship, and Joy is an invaluable team member.
Hi, I'm Joy Tootle, and I'm part of this team at Rocket Ship Consultants. We are all attorneys, and we each bring unique experiences to this company. I've practiced law in both private practice as well as state government. I'm a former executive director of the Florida Board of Medicine, and I've taught at the university level. I currently am an editor for Rose's popular podcast, The Floridaville, and I help her co-host and produce live shows like this one. Our topic for tonight is consumer privacy, identity theft, and advertising.
In our last episode, we briefly touched on e-commerce and the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC. We can't talk about e-commerce without addressing tonight's topic. Nearly all entrepreneurs deal with consumer privacy issues. It's just too easy to collect customer information online. And frankly, it's just too easy now for marketers to take this collected information and process it and aggregate it. All of this easiness has caused consumers to get upset. And as a result, there are stiffer government regulations in this area.
But companies are listening to the consumers, and many of them are actually self-regulating in this area. Businesses realize that getting and keeping their customers' trust can really help them stand out, and in a good way. So many businesses are implementing comprehensive domestic and international privacy policies. These policies allow companies to collect relevant personal data on customers to learn how to better serve them, but also keeping the data secure. These policies also contemplate a breach of security, and they lay out an effective response to a data breach and how to contain the harm of a data breach.
Companies can create these policies by hiring a professional privacy consultant or by appointing a privacy officer. Conducting periodic privacy risk assessments to evaluate how personal information is used and collected, as well as who has access to the data within the company. They should also create a formal process for handling complaints. They need to train employees and independent contractors on privacy issues, conduct privacy audits, and create a formal privacy assessment process for new products and services. Small business leaders know that data security has to continually be revisited. It's an ongoing process, and companies have to be proactive in this area.
We've all heard of identity theft. It's a huge problem, causing huge lawsuits against companies. And as a result, companies are paying huge amounts. Just a couple years ago, Home Depot had to pay nearly $20 million to settle a consumer lawsuit resulting from a security breach of more than 50 million cardholders who, after using their self-checkout terminals, had payment card data and their email addresses stolen. More and more states are enacting tougher privacy legislation. Many of the states are enacting something called a breach notice law, which requires companies to notify the consumer of the data breach, and in some cases require notification to credit agencies and also to law enforcement.
The Federal Trade Commission has created a great website to help consumers and businesses with identity theft issues. If you go to identitytheft.gov, that's identitytheft.gov, the site includes guidance on security for businesses, setting passwords, and information on complying with breach notification rules. The Federal Trade Commission has been prosecuting companies that publish privacy policies and then fail to abide by them.
Let's take a quick commercial break and then discuss some more consumer privacy legislation.
At Rocket Ship Consultants, our mission is to launch your business, career, or podcast. Our team works with you to start and grow your business with fresh ideas and inspiration. Let us make key introductions on your behalf and leverage our network of contacts. Talk to us before you send your application in for a new position, a university admission, or a scholarship. From resumes and interview preparation to negotiating offers, our experienced career advisors can help you at all levels achieve your career goals. Let us help you take that dream you have for a podcast or video and turn it into a reality. Rocket Ship Consultants offers a variety of services, so check out our website at rocketshipconsultants.com. Take off with Rocket Ship Consultants and launch your business, career, or podcast with us. Welcome back. On this episode, we're talking about identity theft, consumer privacy, and advertising. As we stated earlier, the Federal Trade Commission has taken some enforcement actions against companies that fail to follow their own privacy policies. The FTC has even gone after businesses under certain circumstances who fail to protect sensitive consumer information, whether or not the company promised consumers that it would keep their data secure. There are some other federal and state statutes that are designed to protect consumer privacy too. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act of 1998 prohibits the collection of personal information from kids without first receiving parental consent.
So, is that why they ask for my kids' ages?
Exactly. This legislation applies to kids under the age of 13.
The Graham-Leach-Bliley Financial Services Modernization Act requires banks, debt collectors, credit counselors, and stores that issue credit cards to notify consumers in writing regarding what personal information is being collected and how it is being used, and with whom it's being shared. These financial institutions must also give consumers the opportunity to opt out of having such information shared with other affiliated or unaffiliated entities. The Fair Credit Reporting Act requires credit reporting agencies to have reasonable procedures in place to protect confidential consumer information. It also requires employers to get consent from job applicants before running credit reports. And these privacy laws don't just protect retail consumers. There are laws that protect health consumers too. You've probably all heard of HIPAA. HIPAA requires healthcare providers to make appropriate policies and procedures to ensure that medical information is kept private. And then there's the Do Not Call Implementation Act that creates a national do not call registry of people that don't want to receive unsolicited telemarketing calls.
Sign me up now.
I hear you. There are obviously some exceptions, but essentially companies can't make unsolicited phone calls to consumers who they have not done business with in the recent past.
So how do I get on this do not call list?
donotcall.gov.
I like it. Simple. donotcall.gov. Excellent. Now, let's chat a bit about advertising. Consumers have two remedies under common law for being misled by false advertising. First, a consumer may be able to sue for breach of contract. However, it's a bit difficult proving that a contract exists just from an advertisement. And secondly, a consumer may be able to sue for deceit. The consumer would have to prove that the seller had knowledge that the advertising is false. There are some protections provided to consumers through the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC, which we talked about on our last episode, and some other federal laws. Sometimes, an advertisement may be construed as an express warranty, and if so, then the consumer can recover for breach of warranty under the UCC.
Right. And there are additional federal statutes that protect consumers from false or misleading descriptions or representations of fact in connection with any good or service. In fact, all 50 states have statutes providing some protections against deceptive trade practices.
So how can businesses avoid stepping in it, if you may, if you know what I mean, with regards to advertising?
That's a great question. False advertising occurs when it's untrue, unsupported, or a deceptive claim. So, to avoid stepping in it with the Federal Trade Commission, businesses should not make quality claims about their products unless they have a reasonable basis for making that claim. And businesses should not have people endorse or provide testimonials if that person does not use or prefer that actual product. And don't show a product demonstration that is, in fact, a simulation or a mock up. You know, the Campbell Soup Company got in trouble for putting glass marbles in a soup bowl so that the solid ingredients would rise to the top and it would look like there was more solid ingredients in the bowl of soup than there actually are. Any company running an ad where they show a testimonial that a consumer had exceptional results must show information that clearly discloses the expected performance consumers can expect in similar circumstances. And don't forget deceptive pricing. You cannot mislead a consumer about the price that they are paying.
So companies really need to think this all through. Businesses cannot just collect customer private data without providing safeguards for the data. The businesses need to think through how they will handle a data breach and how they will educate and train employees regarding customer privacy. And businesses cannot just say whatever they want about their products. Companies also need to be aware of how they are regulated with regards to privacy and advertising. If you own a business, you really need to sit with a business lawyer and discuss these issues. The attorney will be proactive and they'll help you navigate this area. The attorney will also be able to help if you do, if you make any missteps in this area. We'll discuss some more ways you could potentially be sued as a business owner, and we'll talk about liabilities next week in our next episode. Being a business owner is a good time, maybe.
Remember, we stream every Monday night at 8 p.m. to the Rocket Ship Consultants Facebook page and YouTube channel. If you have a future topic suggestion, be sure to put them in the comments below. Also, please let us know if your company would like to team up with a sponsorship. Our contact information will be up at the end of the show. And that wraps up our show for tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night.